They just don't say my shit too weak.
Stop leaving stuff in the room before we have ants. Jeez.
See, look, Jason, I'm for the FaceTime real quick.
Hold on, I think I'm watching. Yeah, hey, I can see you, but you got it on pause.
Oh, so you watching?
Yeah, I'm watching.
All right, Brand, I know we're
So you can see.
here, but
Answer your phone, so let me see how that shit
open
looks.
up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Oh yeah, that shit fire. Yeah, you watch it.
Enjoy the game. Hey, Tiz, I'm watching this jump.
Tiz can watch it too. I made it so a lot of people can watch. Y'all watching the play. Y'all watching the playoffs from home.
On second down, here's Rodgers. And his pass incomplete.
Well, it made my
screen when they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. From the gun on third down, Rodgers.
Oh, come on, baby, right there. I can't play on everybody.
Game, and it goes for a first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
23 yards on the play. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
That's complete to Cobb. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Randall Cobb, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The intended target, Doug Baldwin, and it's third down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And it's fielded at the 34. Nifty footwork at the 45. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Now this offense about ready to take over again. They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January, but there's 20 other teams who wouldn't mind being on that road.
You're exactly right about that, but your point about how daunting this is well taken, because it all depends on their mindset now. How do you break it down so that you're not looking at this whole big road and say to yourself, we've got no shot? You break it down to this game right now, win that one, then worry about the rest of them after that.
And that's exactly right, and the staff told us that. They've been focusing with the players on don't look ahead, but that's hard to do sometimes, isn't it?
It is hard to do because the ultimate goal is to do what? Is to win a Super Bowl. So you have to look ahead a little bit, but you make sure you focus on the game at hand. An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams, and he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Barkevius Mingo in that time on the tackle.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down.
Man, get the fuck out of here, dude. This shit me cheese.
Now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. And the
Dude, I could have picked the ball and somehow the nigga just caught that hard.
So a tiptoe catch back in the end zone. So
the
tough
booth,
to do,
Jake
but he
Chandler
made it
didn't
look
know
pretty easy.
He
Certainly did, and the back of the end zone is treated the same way as the sideline.
They put more mushrooms in this damn potato than chicken.
Man, I'm gonna lose the wild card, man.
It just started, bro.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now 14-0. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game. And typically, those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon
That
it
was
just
lucky
yet.
as hell. Like, I literally, I'm thinking I caught the pick. I'm like, oh,
Get that
what?
0 off the board. Tackle made there by Nick Perry. And we'll take a look at the starters here defensively for the Packers.
Yeah, they
were
did.
terrific
They
a week
did
ago
shoot
in the
that.
win over the Lions.
They held them to just 7 points, and in reviewing the game tape, I'm
No,
wondering how
I'm
they got to
working.
7.
I'm trying. We
actually
good. I
wanted to
don't
go
got
to
Russell
myself.
Wilson,
How
man.
did they
This
even
nigga
score?
throwing the
But
ball.
way they were playing, absolutely dominating on their side of the ball.
Throw the ball,
Play
too.
action. It's Savage. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first
Don't want
quarter.
to block.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gordon hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah. Shit, I ain't laughing. Hey, my goal was to make the playoffs, so we made them. My next year goal is win the championship, conference championship.
From the gun, here's Savage. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And he's able to take this one up to the
Man, that's the
35.
first. Come on, Madden, please.
But it leaves him just short for 4th
Why
down.
y'all doing me like
So
this?
much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the
Going
ball to
for it,
someone, they
fuck it.
catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there limiting that and keeping it from the first down.
They'll stop him in his tracks. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On 1st down, Savage. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there at 22.
Come back
if you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows the...
Let's go, touchdown. Touchdown. Good fucking throw time, Savage.
Doug Baldwin, 31 yards.
14-7. Let's make this comeback, baby.
Made this a one-score game. Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast, but a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now Aaron Rodgers in the offense heading back onto the field. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Williams finding some room in midfield.
Everybody getting blocked. That shit's not possible. Everybody on my team getting blocked.
19 and a first down.
It looks way too easy right now. 2 carries, 2 straight first down runs. The eyes are carrying the legs to the proper hole, but they're being created by an offensive line that has the leverage game going for them right now. Lower than the defensive front, creating space, and he's finding it in a big way. You've got to love what they're doing on offense right now.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down.
Nigga, oh my God, as soon as you called me, I could have caught a pick.
Two minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. Throwing now is Rodgers. And some strong running.
Man, come on. We got all day. Really? Oh, my God.
Jamon Moore, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers add on to their lead. He's having a nice little first half for your partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Here is Savage. And his throw is incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Is this in our league or is this like real life?
From the gun on third, Savage. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Savage takes the snap. They will go for it. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. So, Charles, why in the world do you take that risk there?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface. I've been around enough of these coaches and enough of these meetings along the way. Sometimes they're so confident in a play call that they don't care about the situation. They think that that play, at that time, they're going to run it and pick up whatever they need. So maybe that's what influenced him there. I'm guessing because I have no other explanation.
Yeah, that's tough. Own side of the field, that chunk of yardage to pick up. Head scratcher. Rodgers to throw on second down. Over the middle, he finds Henderson complete. Had a nice broken tackle and then brought down right around the 20. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And Adams has it complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers add 6 to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. This is taken at the 3. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And time for us to spotlight Doug Baldwin. He's probably someone they want to get more involved at this point. Second quarter down to the scoreboard, and you know that he can be a threat.
And because he's such a threat, as well as so productive, I'm with you on this. They've got to get him the ball more, give him more opportunity.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Perriman, 77 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. Set to kick is Janikowski. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Aaron Rodgers, we focus on him for our player spotlight. And it's been a good game for him to this point, Charles. They're winning on the scoreboard. They got to be feeling pretty good.
And it's always fun for them when they're not just winning on the scoreboard.
30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Tackle made by Rasheem Green. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And out now come the Seahawks. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Off of play action, Savage. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When the receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle. Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
He'd had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down. Savage throwing the out route incomplete. It's Baldwin. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a 1st down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Watch it now, Barney!
Savage on 1st. Flush to his... And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Kenny Clark busting through to get him for a loss of 6. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The Seahawks on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 16. Out of the gun, Savage. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5. A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. On play action. Now Rodgers. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Hey, why she keep saying something to you? Get him to that pass. Damn, chill out.
Savage from the shotgun snap. Forced out to his left. And he fires one incomplete. He was trying to hit his big receiver, Brandon Marshall, and it's 3rd down.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Gotta figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Savage. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A great play there. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. From the gun, Savage. And this is going to be caught. So they do get it. And the 2 points. Now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. And that almost makes it a brand new ballgame. Now it's a 1-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here's Rodgers on 3rd down. Caught by Cobb. Rodgers to Cobb. Good for a Green Bay first.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. Graham displaying the strength. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. Rodgers to his tight end Graham on a big one. 52 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. This will be caught at about the 5. And a stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when and told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Offside. Defense.
Really?
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great effort there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Packers add on to their lead. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Crosby on now to kick it away. On 1st and 10, Savage. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Savage. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They were looking for Marshall that time, and that'll make it 3rd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out. And the receivers make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll fake the handoff with Savage. And that will be incomplete as well. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
On the mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. Fourth down, desperation time for Savage. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 36. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Not having the quarterback hurting.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers.
Real talk. You still watching?
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on a first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yards.
Second down, staying ahead of schedule. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here's Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round. But I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. So they won their division and earned the right to play at home in the first round of the playoffs, but this one is not going to script so far.
Nowhere did they have the thought process that they'd be down double digits. But the good thing is it's the first half. You and I know, I mean, you've been with me long enough now. Hang with the game plan. Stay the course for a while. Don't panic and change up things. Keep grinding. Long way to go in this ballgame.
That was my question to you. You don't throw everything away at this point? Stay on course?
Stay on course. Obviously, you want to eliminate the things that have caused you to be down double digits. But at the same time, you're not getting it all back in one play. Keep going. The game plan was put in there for a reason.
Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
On 3rd down, it's Cohen. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Savage on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Now Savage. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On third down, here's Williams. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Now Mason Crosby for the Packers field goal try. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt.
Hello? Yo.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yeah, in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now they'll run it with Cohen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The 12 yards that time and picking up the first. From the gun, here's Savage. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Play action. It's Savage. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Marshall, the intended receiver.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent. And now they'll tackle an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Going into the 4th quarter. That's what the state is now.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he's got it across midfield and down to about the 47-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave it with a 2nd and 3.
At least I made it.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Plus I'm out of my quarterback.
Staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that plus 3.
And losing in this wild card round, you know, they've got something to build on for next
year. Get on here,
I don't know if they want to hear that right now.
Maybe not at the moment, but once they get away from it.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it, nigga. You know, I worked hard for that. I appreciate y'all boys, man. We grind off. You know, they told us we wouldn't make it far, but we made it.
And one of my favorite coaches always talks about brick by brick. You build a program, and this is one of those bricks to build them towards the next season where they think they have a chance to advance farther in the playoffs.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis.
Hey,
I'm Brandon Gaudin.
where you at?
Watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to EA Sports.
Where you at, Jay?
With that, we say good night
Jay.
from Seattle.
Jay, you had to spectate and watch me, nigga. You had to find out how to watch. You had to find out how you could, cause this shit was on pay-per-view. This shit was on pay-per-view.
Hey, I enjoyed every bit of it.
Hey, that shit was on pay-per-view, nigga. That shit was on pay-per-view. That shit was on pay-per-view, nigga.
You gotta do better, man.
Hey, how you turn that shit off, though, Jay?
I'm off of mine.
Man, I don't know how to get that shit off my. I don't know how to get that shit off my.
I'm just talking shit with you, man. I already told you.
Pick them up. Just don't put them back in there.
That joint still on
Put
there?
him in the box.